Good morning, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Today, I am speaking to you from Fort Worth, Texas, and it is 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Ostensibly, Hamas is not living up to the expectations of the treaty it signed with the United States of America. Hamas has started executing people indiscriminately. A lot of things are going on in the Middle East, and it is a chaotic world, as you know. Hopefully, we will be able to solve some of these problems. And we want to make sure that Hamas is completely disabled, and therefore it will not pose a threat to Israel or to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. We're going to talk about some of the problems that we have in the United States. We're going to continue talking about problems. First of all, we're going to talk about education problems. When it comes to education, we must stand for fostering academic excellence and ensuring equal access. No Child Left Behind Act has tremendously helped when it comes to equal access. In the United States of America, education is mandatory, and those parents that are in support of not having education for their children can face legal challenges. It is mandatory that you send your children to school for a productive learning so that they can have a good life and a good academic career in their lives. It's very important. Let's see some of the factors that are crippling our education system in this country. Common core curriculum must be enhanced. We must make sure that our language and mathematical skills are enhanced for our children, and so therefore we can have a productive learning system in this country. Teachers shortage is definitely a major problem. Teachers are not awarded with adequate salary, and there is this emotional dilemma affecting teachers, so that they are completely burned out. They don't want to focus on their teaching career, and we want to change that. We want to ensure that we are able to hire more teachers with high salary, so that they will be satisfied in their respective positions. Funding and inequality. And funding has been a major problem, and our education system is underfunded by the federal government, and state governments are also supposed to pitch in on this one. And our education system in this country is decentralized, meaning that the federal government has little control over it. State government and local government have more control over this one, which is definitely a good thing, because that can definitely enhance the teaching, the academic standard. And we definitely want to work on funding on this one. A declining academic performance. Declining academic performance has been a major issue when it comes to many students because of a lot of problems. It may be as a result of mental health problems, because a lot of students can face anxiety and depression as they go along, and some people are not intellectually capable. Some students, I mean. So that needs to change, because these people come from different hereditary background, and therefore it can affect. So longer learning and effective learning must be in place. So we want to educate our children. We want to we want to educate and strengthen our children to engage in prolonged studying activities, and therefore they can actually overcome that challenge. Reading and math. We must work on reading and math for our children. When it comes to world standard, we are performing low, very low. When you really think about it, mathematical skills for our children are lowering as we move along compared to the world standard. That must come to an end. We must enforce laws and policies, and therefore these children have the capability to solve high level of mathematical problems. Student well-being is also another problem, because a lot of students, because of from where they're coming from, their family background, because they probably don't have the financial means to have the well-being, and they're probably malnutrition. These problems can definitely affect our children to perform well at schools. Absenteeism is definitely another problem that we want to consider, because a lot of students don't attend schools all the time for various reasons, probably because of health issues that they face, and the problems that they face from their peers, and of course from their uneducated parents. Ineffective teaching is definitely another problem that is crippling our education system in this country. Effective learning is very important, especially we must stand for problem-solving skills for our children. Deep thinking is what I'm talking about. So ineffective learning has been a major problem that needs to change. We want to make sure that we create an environment where we can effectively teach our kids our subjects. Outdated curriculum, that needs to change. The Common Core curriculum needs to be enhanced to a level where students can satisfactorily learn well when it comes to language and mathematics. So that's all I have for education problems, and let's go ahead and talk about health problems in this country. We have many health issues in this country. The leading cause of death in this country is the heart attack or heart disease, which accounts for about 700,000 deaths annually. That is a huge number when you really think about it, because people are getting killed as a result of health problems in this country. We need to work on this. We need to advise people to have a good lifestyle and good. They have to control their diet. They have to have. So these doctors, their primary care physicians are supposed to educate them about the importance of having a good lifestyle in order for them to avoid cardiac problems. And cancer, which is the second largest leading cause of death in this country, which accounts for about 600,000 deaths annually. And definitely that's a huge number. We need to reduce it. We need to curtail that. Stroke is also a major problem that affects 160,000 people in this country annually. And respiratory diseases such as COPD is affecting, respiratory diseases are affecting about 140,000 people annually. And diabetes accounts for about 95,000 annually. Infectious diseases such as AIDS, TB, and hepatitis, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and tuberculosis and hepatitis ABC. These are affecting so badly our people that needs to come to a stop. Medication alone cannot really solve the problems for these people. So we have to apply different methods. We have to educate them in promoting a good lifestyle. That is definitely the way to go. The government initiatives are very necessary, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. Other significant health issues include obesity, which affects about 70% of the adults in this country. That is a major issue that needs to stop. Mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression and schizophrenia. All these problems are ravaging our people in this country. That needs to come to a stop. We need to work on it. That's what I'm talking about. And injuries, Alzheimer's disease, those are also problems. Are concerned for our, when it comes to health problems in this country. And of course, healthcare access and affordability is definitely definitely a problem, because people don't have affordable healthcare, and therefore they cannot access. They don't have access to adequate healthcare, and therefore they are having a problem. So we need to work on that, and hopefully the politicians in Washington, D.C. will work on this, and I hope that you will be able to do it very soon in a fast manner. A lot of people don't think about our problems in this country because you don't lack anything. You're not concerned about the problems of the common man in this country. That needs to change. It is time for you to place yourself in their shoes to make sure that you understand what is happening in this country. You probably are lucky to have a good life, but that is not the case with the other people. Therefore, it needs to change. Let's go through some of the agriculture problems in this country as well. Rising input costs. The costs associated with crop seeds, fuel, and fertilizer and equipments are on the rise, and that needs to change. We need to help these farmers to have a productive productive agriculture to stand for a productive agricultural activity. That's what we need to help with. Commodity price and volatility. The price of the crops are actually increasing way way out of hand. That is definitely creating a problem because people are not buying crops because if there is a high price associated with the community that they're producing, and that is going to have. I mean, we need, but basically what I'm talking about is that we need to balance it. Balancing is what we are supposed to do. Fluctuating crop and product prices. So that needs to change. We want to make sure that we are able to balance it. We are able to sustain the balance. Financial pressure. High levels of agricultural debts and interest rate on farmers are having a crippling effect. So agricultural debt are piling up for farmers in this country, and they are paying high rate of interest for their loans that they have taken. We need to help these farmers out. It's very important that we do. Labor shortage. These days we can't find farmers very much because people believing in having other professions, because farming has probably been outdated or obsolete. It has come. It is in the beginning stage of obsolescence, if you will, or obsolete. It's no longer in service or no longer in existence, in other words. So it's not there. So a lot of farmers, a lot of people don't think that they want to be in agriculture, or they want to work in agricultural industry. That is creating a problem. We can't find farmers. And this is where the immigration comes to play. We bring immigrants in this country for various reasons. They are going to help us to increase the GDP. They're also going to help us to increase our workforce in this country, along with all other activities such as farming. So we can really find a lot of farmers in our country from our citizenry, and that needs to change. We want to encourage people to be farmers and to understand, make sure that they understand the importance of having a productive farm life in this country. Farm life means farming, or to have a good farming opportunity in this country. Extreme weather and climate change. Weather is definitely a problem for the farmers to be productive in their business, and we must ensure that we work on the global warming, and therefore we can reduce the effect of drought in this country. And we must always stand for those types of things. Pests and disease. Crop damaging pests and diseases are really a problem for the farmers. They are not able to get the fertilizers that they need for an affordable rate. That is really creating a major problem for the farmers. So we either want to reduce the interest rate associated with their loans, or a massive funding to our agricultural industry, and give incentives to the farmers so that they can produce more. We have more yield. That's what we need. And soil degradation from erosion is a problem. Erosion is a problem. Erosion is a major problem in this country because we believe in cultivating plants. Trees. If we don't have a lot of trees, then that creates soil erosion, and soil erosion is going to be degrading the soil. So we're talking about wearing away of the topsoil, and that needs to change, and we need to work on it. So we need to work on these two things that are very important: crop damaging pests and diseases. We need to eliminate that completely if we can, and we need to work on soil degradation problems. So we have a lot of problems in this country, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of time politicians overlook those, and that is not the way to go. So I just wanted to bring this out to you, and you probably never thought about this, but that's okay. But it is time for you to think about it. It's very important that you put your thoughts into it so that you can actively participate. I want you to be responsible citizens in this country, to understand what is happening in this country, so that you can work on to solving those problems. Thank you all so much. May God bless you.